It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer's sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
At Homes.com, we do whatever it takes to get you the in-depth info on local schools you won't find anywhere else. Things like student-teacher ratio, test scores, and school programs. And sometimes that requires attending school recitals. So many recitals.
That's my son. Isn't he terrific?
Yeah, a real prodigy. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Breaking news! Boston Wine Coven, we are coming to your city.
We're coming to Boston.
We're coming to Boston. We have a jam-packed weekend planned, starting with a live show at the gorgeous, incomparable Virginia Wimberley Theater on Friday, July 18th. And listen, you know I have a lot of family and friends in Boston, so you're going to want to...
They're very loud.
They're loud and they are hungry for wine and crime, so you're going to want to snag your seats before they freaking take them all. The show is very, very likely to sell out. VIP ticket holders get preferred seating, a signed Gals poster, and access to the post-show Q&A. And if you are an Uncorked subscriber, keep an eye on your email because we're going to be sending you an exclusive pre-sale link to get the best spots first. So snag your tickets either through that pre-sale link as an Uncorked subscriber or head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. But wait, there's more.
There's so much more.
So much more.
We are so thrilled to be attending the True Crime Podcast Festival in Boston on July 18th through 20th, 2025. This is the only festival that brings together true crime creators, experts, and advocates to promote compassion, empathy, and respect in the stories we tell and consume. It's very important. We're having the conversations that need to be had.
Listen, I'm doing a panel on Luigi Mangione and the media, so you're not going to want to miss it.
No.
It's going to be buck.
This immersive weekend is packed with live podcasts, panel discussions, the Luigi Mangione thing with Amanda, meet and greets with some of the most talented creators and fierce advocates in the true crime space. I am so thrilled. We were at this festival last year in Denver. Mm-hmm. So many great people.
Oh my God. It was honestly unbelievable and so intimate an experience. Like, we are just sitting in a room with all of y'all, like talking face to face and really breaking down these cases. It's really incredible.
Plus, if you go VIP, you'll get exclusive access to private meet and greets and a catered social where you can just mingle with your favorite creators. It's so fun. Tickets are selling fast and hotel rooms are booked up quickly, so do not wait on this. Use our exclusive code COVEN for 20% off and grab your spot now at truecrimepodcastfestival.com.
We'll see you in Boston!
See you in Boston!
Gossip at the Corpse Cart contains graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart, where Amanda and I have a special guest on and talk about some of the worst things you've ever done, some silly obituaries, and some crazy headlines.
Indeed. I have some doozies for you this month. Buckle up.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm Lucy.
I am Amanda.
And we have an incredibly special, exotic guest today.
From a faraway land
called Donegal, Ireland. Apparently the place with all the castles. Welcome, Katie Charlwood from Who Did What Now podcast.
Woo! Yes. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss Donegal, Ireland.
She'll spit right in your face.
face.
It's fine.
Thank you for descending from your stone tower and joining us for this stupid thing that we do once a month.
You're tuning in from inside a castle, right? That's how everyone lives in Donegal.
Everybody has a castle. It's just the rules here.
I knew it.
Sometimes, if you're lucky, you also have a moat.
Ooh.
Only if you're lucky.
Only if you're lucky. Only if you're lucky, but you have to do a deal with the bog witch. If you don't do it...
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, right? Yeah, sign me the fuck up. A deal with the bog witch. I'm telling you right now, when we're in Ireland in September, if I meet the first bog witch I meet, I'm giving my soul. I'm handing it. I'm handing over the reins to her. Yeah.
Maybe she'll trade bodies with you.
Dream.
Honestly, my back is so bad I could do with that, to be honest.
Yeah, the bog witch does not want my vessel, but I'm a pretty good salesman, so hopefully I can be convincing.
Yeah, just a couple cures here and there.
Yeah. Mix me some elixirs. You can have my soul and my vessel.
Maybe a new pancreas.
Oh, God. Anyway, wow. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
I'm happy to be here.
For those who are not familiar with your podcast, can you just give our listeners a quick rundown of what you talk about?
You're a pretty knowledgeable and exquisite person, so give us the elevator pitch on Katie.
Well, so Who Did What Now? So Who Did What Now is the history podcast that's not your history class. It's almost as if I've said that 500 times. Basically, it started because here's the technical bit. So my area of expertise in history is the rise of sensationalism and the use of print as propaganda in the late modern period.
Oh, how topical.
Jesus.
Basically, I look for bullshit in history, whether it's bias or... a lot of it's from print. So anything written down that is nonsense, I look at that and go, that's bullshit. And there's lots of information that has been misrepresented over time, especially when it comes to the women folk. And that's how the whole thing started. Sometimes it's just me talking about stuff that I want to share with people, like prohibition wine bricks, which is my favourite thing that has ever existed.
Wine bricks?
Wine bricks.
Wow.
Yeah.
For smuggling, right?
Wine in the bricks?
So no, even better. So basically, they're also called grape blocks, right? I just call them wine bricks because I think it's funnier. So it's basically a condensed grape juice because all of the vineyards, a lot of them had to just be destroyed during Prohibition. So what they would do is they would sell these grape blocks and they would come with a warning label. The warning label would read something like, do not take this grape block and place it in 2 liters of water, cover it and put it in a dark, warm area for 3 to 6 days. Otherwise, this might ferment and turn into wine, which we do not want. Oh,
I love that so much.
I love Prohibition because it's just...
People got real creative.
It's
dumb.
It's so dumb. Yeah. It's like the cow shoes they did with... Oh my God, you're so confused. I love this. They have... I am in my element, can you tell?
Yes.
You are.
You know how at old-timey ice skates, they would just be like little sort of blades you would strap onto the bottom of your shoe. Imagine instead of a blade, there was a cow hoof. Right? So they
That's
would
very like Monty Python with the coconut.
Yeah, so they put these hooves on and they'd tie the hooves on. And what they would do is they would walk single file like through like the snow so people couldn't catch them because they're like, that's just an animal.
Who
Did that work?
These?
Like thieves and stuff?
Bootleggers.
Smugglers?
Oh, bootleggers.
Bootleggers. The bootlegger cow shoes.
Hoofleggers.
Which is better than the time they had to smuggle in margarine, which is a whole other thing. Oh,
Why is that?
There was a war on margarine. It was a whole thing in Canada. But you had bootleggers basically bringing up booze from Mexico and down from Canada. And obviously, if you're coming down from Canada, that's not the warmest place. And so if you're going to Minnesota, and don't you know, and you're going to Minnesota.
The way you just said that.
I can't help it. I do it Minnesota, Canada, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We love them gooses in Canada, eh?
Oh, God.
I love a Canada goose. I do. Somebody gave me a sweatshirt that said, like, beware the cobra chicken. And I was like, I love it so much.
This is so chaotic already. I only understand half of the references you're using, and I'm so
obsessed.
here for it.
I'm obsessed. I'm ready to order my cow hoof shoes.
I just think, like, these are periods of time where people had to, like, circumvent things.
Yeah.
And they come up with ideas that are really fantastic or really awful.
Right.
Creative.
It's creative, but sometimes being creative isn't actually the best thing, but it's so good.
Well, I can't wait for you to get creative with what we have on the docket for today's episode. Because I hope that I can teach you some things, Lucy can teach you some things about wild Americans and wild America today. And then, when you read your selection of Coven Confessions, they are curated for the guest. So you may feel some familiar locations or storylines. If you get to your segment and you're like, I have been targeted, that is intentional. Our producer, we don't even know what these say. So we're all experiencing them cold together. And our producer, Andrea, dives deep into our guests and finds things to help connect.
I'm
So
so
we
ready.
shall see what we uncover today. It'll
We're
be
all
good.
going to be surprised and delighted by this.
Two of Lucy's favorites.
Yes, I love being delighted.
Great.
Okay, well, that was fun. Amanda, do you want to start us off with some crazy headlines?
Girls, you know I do.
Okay.
This first one is targeted. It's specifically for Lucy, who a couple weekends ago, we, along with Blortney and Scott, went for a weekend away at Lake Pepin in Wisconsin, which is really just a bulbous portion of the river, but that's okay. Lake Pepin. And we decided to throw a PowerPoint party for each other.
It was so fun.
And Lucy did an in-depth PowerPoint on fonts.
It was too much. In retrospect, I did too much. It was 39 slides. I had dozens of citations.
I was locked in. I was so
You were
high, and
locked
I was
in.
like totally in the zone.
You're like, wait, so the Gregorian era and the
I was
Roman
asking
capital?
questions.
Capitalis?
I was all in.
Meanwhile, Scott was sleeping.
Courtney was fighting for her life. Scott gave in.
It was just you and me in that room.
Yeah, it was really just the two of us. But when this headline was sent to me, I was like, is it incredibly funny? No. But will Lucy enjoy this? Yes. So
Yay!
this is from news.sky.com.
Sky News.
Sky News. And the headline reads, "You wouldn't steal a font. Famous anti-piracy campaign may have used pirated typeface."
I knew that.
What?
I knew that. I heard that. You wouldn't steal a car. You
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yes.
steal a policeman's
that
helmet.
font?
Yeah.
So I put a picture of the campaign on the drive.
Those
I've
rats.
definitely seen it.
Yes.
And this is going to seem like old news.
You wouldn't steal a font.
You wouldn't steal a font.
It's this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
You know what
kind
I
of
mean.
janky. It kind of like
Yeah.
moves a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to it.
Car.
So the dramatic adverts, which compared pirating films to stealing cars, handbags, and televisions, became a piece of pop culture history with spoofs spawned for years afterwards. The dramatic campaign compared, like I said, pirating films to stealing cars, handbags, and televisions, telling viewers, quote, "You wouldn't steal a car." And it appeared in cinemas and on DVDs around the world starting in 2004. For like years, we would
Yeah.
see these. But now, now as in this article dropped the end of April of this year, 2025, year of our Lord 2025. So this ad campaign is old, but this discovery is recent, which is probably why you saw this, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Now social media users have discovered the font used in the campaign was pirated from a typeface created by designer Just Van Rossum.
Oh my God.
Blue Sky user Rib extracted the fonts used in one of the campaign's old PDFs and discovered the pirated font Xband-Rough was used instead of Mr. Van Rossum's licensed font FF Confidential. So it was already a knockoff font that was available for pirating. His design font was like a copywritten font design.
Mm-hmm.
So they stole the spoof font. Sky News was able to replicate this process and found the same results. So this guy on social media like did this thing and was like, oh my God, I found out that this font was pirated, and to be sure that they were legit, Sky News followed the same steps. And they were like, yup, sure enough, here it is, the pirated font. There's no evidence to suggest that the campaign's designers were aware that the font was pirated, as copies of it were being widely shared at the time. And the creator of the original font doesn't seem too worried. Mr. Van Rossum told Sky News, quote, I had known about the illegal clone of my font before, but I didn't know that that was the one used in the campaign. He'd assumed that they had gotten the licensing for his font, that he'd been paid for it. He just didn't even notice.
Well, it was so blatant and about theft.
And everywhere.
That's so funny. I think I saw it on Blue Sky. I think that's actually where I saw it.
Probably where you saw this. Quote, he says, the campaign always had the wrong tone, which to me explains the level of fun that has been had at its expense. The irony of it having used a pirated font is just precious. So he's like, the creator is living for it, absolutely loves that this happened. The adverts became a piece of pop culture history with spoofs spawned for years afterward. In fact, if you try to go to the campaign's official URL, you will be redirected to the most famous spoof, a sketch from the sitcom IT Crowd.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a police. You wouldn't kill a policeman and steal his helmet. Go to the toilet in his helmet and then return the helmet to his grieving widow.
There you go.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You truly know everything, which is why your podcast is so fun. So Sky News contacted the organizations behind the adverts, the UK's anti-piracy agent FACT, America's Motion Picture Association, and the Intellectual Property Office of Singapore. So all these places that these ads were popping up. FACT declined to comment, saying the campaign predated anyone working at the organization, and the other two organizations did not immediately comment either. So we know it was pirated. The creator of the font is getting a kick out of it and doesn't give a shit, and any of the agencies that you would report this to also don't seem to care. So,
I care.
You would steal a font.
I would steal a font. They did steal a font.
They did. I love that
funny.
You knew about this, Katie.
This is my I'm core millennial, so like
oh yeah,
I which has come up so many times, which you can probably tell from my kitty
I'm obsessed.
earphones.
Well, the last time we saw kitty earphones was when we had Titty Smith on.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Titty.
He's in New Zealand.
Who's in New Zealand. And he's an expert.
He's from New Zealand, but he's currently in like fucking Singapore, which really confused us when we were figuring out when to record. Yeah, you thought our time zone
situation was rough? Holy shit. But he is an expert in the bird theory around the
owl theory.
Owl theory around the Peterson staircase case.
Oh, God, the fucking owl. Oh, the owl flew in and then...
Listen, I felt the same way. I was staunchly against owl theory. Titty Smith, Titty has changed me.
Titty changes
You
minds.
should listen
Hearts
to
and minds.
You should listen to it. It's
I will.
Because I was like an immovable fucking object when it came to the Peterson case. I was like, that dude pushed Kathy. End of fucking story. There was no bird about it. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Now
Listen,
I'm
I know
real
owls are
confused.
vindictive.
Oh yeah, they're mean and scary.
Well, it was mating season. There were several owls in their neighborhood that they knew about that would like dive bomb people.
And there was a lot more bird evidence in the house and at the scene where she was found than was submitted in for testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I must. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up because
I'm
happy to be corrected.
Crazy.
I am happy to be corrected.
There was bird poop underneath her blood on the staircase. Poop?
Yeah.
White poop.
Lucy did a whole in-depth interview with him for an Uncorked, a Wine and Crime Uncorked episode of Spooky Little Bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to that, and I went into that so cocky, being like, I don't care how adorable this little expert man is.
She was just doing it to be supportive of me, and then we completely fucked her
There's
world.
no way that they're going to change my mind. And then by the end of it, I was texting Lucy like, well, shit, my entire worldview has changed.
Yeah, I think
I can't trust anything I was confident about anymore.
one of my upcoming episodes is going to be on the original staircase murder, which is the Elizabethan lady who fell down the stairs.
Okay, if an owl shows up, text us.
I will.
All right. Speaking. Well, no, this actually has nothing to do with owls, but we're just going to move on to our next headline. This next headline is yet another compelling reason to get rid of your Amazon app. I'd say, especially if you're a parent. This is like, I would crumble into a vapor. I would laugh super hard, but then I would have to file bankruptcy. Let's just say that if this happened to me, if my child did this, I would first laugh and be like, oh my God, this is so funny. And then I would be a fucking nightmare, a furious fucking nightmare. No one would survive. Okay. Okay, here is the headline. This is from NBC News. Kentucky boy uses mom's phone to order 70,000 dum-dum lollipops to share with his friends.
What's a dum-dum lollipop?
It's like the tiny little sucker.
They're like the ones you get for free at the gas station.
At a bank, or
they're tiny.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let me show you a picture.
Sucker.
They might not have these exactly where you are.
This is a cultural difference that we are sharing.
It might be, but they are pretty iconic and classic. Here, I'll show you a picture. Just these little different fruit flavor.
70,000.
Okay, there's a photo on the drive of
how much does that cost?
Well, we're gonna get to it, but you can look. There's a photo on the drive of like one of the photos of the storage in their garage. He was buying like the giant, like the Costco, like the corporate.
Oh my God!
I don't even like. You couldn't even get this at a grocery store. Like they're like thousands in each one. 70,000.
Each box is like the size of 2 of the big diaper boxes.
Yes, they're huge, and there's a fuck ton of these boxes. So is out of Lexington, Kentucky. A Kentucky woman was in a sticky mess when she found stacks of boxes containing lollipops on her front doorstep.
Oh my God.
The surprise delivery was ordered by her young son while he played on her phone. Holly LaFavors says that she tried stopping 8-year-old Liam's Amazon order for about 70,000 dum-dum suckers before the treats arrived, but it was too late. The delivery had the freight had already been sent.
Oh my, the freight.
It's freight.
Yeah, I know.
That's how much was. Oh yeah, not a delivery, just freight.
I mean, technically a single dum-dum, if you order it online and it has to be shipped to you, is freight. But this is like,
I know, but
straight up freight.
It's not like it's already been picked at your local Amazon warehouse. It's like it's already in a shipping container from China.
Yeah, it's already in it has to go in its own shipping container because it's so many. So by the time that she realized what the hell was going on, Amazon had already delivered 22 cases of Dum Dum Pops to her home.
I feel like
yeah,
there should be like, how is there not like, oh, if somebody orders 70,000 of anything, there should be like maybe a, hey, are you sure?
A stopgap measure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, fuck you, Amazon, for a million reasons, but like, fuck, this is one of the many reasons. Fuck you, Amazon. You don't check. Like, there could easily be an automation in your system where if you type in a number, like there's a specific number that triggers it. So like anything over 1,000, whatever, you know, like 1,000 quantity, not $1,000. But like that could trigger an are you sure email before the order could officially be placed. Maybe there's a pop-up, I don't know. And the kid was just like, fuck yeah, I'm sure. I want 70,000 Dum Dum Pops. Let's fucking go.
Well,
I don't know.
That would infringe on their efficiency, and that is their bottom line. It would slow down their operations.
Bullshit.
Back when I actually used to use Amazon, because I don't anymore, because fuck that noise.
Yeah.
My son was on it, and he tried to order this remote control plane, this little drone plane thing, and it was €7,000.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he tries to buy it, and I get a notification that said, like, I got a notification being like,
unusual activity.
Yeah, basically, this is a weird thing because
you've never bought a $7,000 drone before.
Yeah, and I was like, no, son. Like,
yeah. So, and I've covered funny headlines like this before, where a kid gets on an Amazon account, orders a bunch of shit, or like parents that have their accounts attached to like a kid's Robux. Or
I don't do that either. You have to get. We have Robux. We have Roblox. But
don't ask me what it is.
It's money for playing in game.
Yeah.
But you use real money to get pretend money. But I have a whole thing where I'm like, no, you have to have like a 3-step verification approval.
Yes.
For me to allow that to happen. And I'm just like, no. Can I have that? No, mommy's poor. And so
yeah, absolutely not. And that's where I'm like, if $4,000 was taken out of my account, I would be negative in my account. Like, how do you not? My bank sends me an alert. I set it so that if anything like larger than X amount of money, I get a text. Just to track any acts, because I've had my card stolen before, so I just keep that alert on. And it even sends, like, every month when my mortgage comes through, it's like, all right, we're warning you that more than this alert you sent. But yeah, like, I'm that kind of poor where I'm like, okay, every single dollar that comes into my account is fucking accounted for and allocated to a bill. So if my shit kick kid, little fucking cuckle fuck motherfucker bought $4,000 of lollipops, I'd have like 50 different banks calling me. I'd be freaking the fuck out. How do you not notice?
Yeah, I get questioned. I get a text message anytime I buy a plane ticket. They're like, "Are you sure?"
How do you not notice until it's arrived? Like, that's what's crazy to me. I'm like, y'all got money. So this says, quote, he told me that he wanted to have a carnival and he was ordering the Dum-Dums as prizes for his carnival. Again, he was being friendly. He was being kind to his friends.
Could she return them?
I stopped reading when I got to the price so that I could be shocked for the rest of it. So the surprise got worse after a quick check of her bank account. She owed about $4,000 for the order.
Oh my God.
So when I saw what the number was, I just about fainted. Then she found out that 8 more cases from the order were unaccounted for. After a trip to the post office, those cases were returned to sender, she said. So 8 of the 30. He ordered 30 cases of them.
30 cases of 2,300 each.
Yeah. So 8 of them got like held up, I guess, at the post office, and she was able to just not even accept them and send those ones back. Her efforts to get a refund took a bit more time, but she did get her money back. Quote, after a long day of working with the bank and talking to a few news stations, Amazon called and they are refunding my money. The fact that they would even fight that or try, that you didn't have to, that you couldn't talk to a person to relieve this until after you had spoken to your credit card company, your bank, whatever bank does the processing for Amazon, and had to call the fucking news. And then Amazon is finally going to be like, you know what, we'll work with you on this $4,000 fraudulent purchase that could tank any family's finances in a fucking heartbeat. That's so much money.
Yeah.
That's so much money.
But that's because they don't have customer service agents. They've got AI.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
It probably took her 48 hours to get a hold of a human being at Amazon.
Speaking of AI, it's really funny that you bring that up because a couple weeks ago, it was really warm here. So I was taking like all of my meetings and calls outside, and I was on a meeting with Lucy and our team, John and Andrea. And toward the end of the meeting, I was like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I have to go. Like my neighbor next door is elderly and he's a smoker, and I like can sometimes hear him kind of like coughing or rattling around in his house. So I do check on him from time to time, but I had heard him cry out, "Somebody please help me." So I was like, I have to fucking go. I have to do a wellness check on my neighbor. So I got my other neighbor because I'm like, if the door's locked, I won't be able to get in. And if I could get in, I couldn't lift him if he's on the ground. So I've got like my neighbor. We go to the door. We ring the doorbell, no answer. We knock, no answer. I feel like I can kind of hear him chattering inside. And I was like, is he on the phone? Like, what's going on? He finally comes to the door. And I'm like, hey, man. I'm not going to say his name, but I'm like, I heard you I was sitting outside.
For help.
It sounded like maybe you were in some trouble in here. It made me nervous. I just really wanted to make sure you were okay. He was yelling at the like automated AI phone service for his internet provider because he was trying to talk to customer service. So he was literally yelling into the dial, like into the AI operator, "Somebody please help me," like a person. And not
With
a
his
robot.
windows open, of course.
Oh yeah. And I was like, neighbor, you gotta cool it, because I was this close from like calling an ambulance to like calling the fire department to break in and make sure you were okay.
And then John sent the man yells at cloud.
Yeah, I was like, it was literally old man yells at iCloud.
iCloud. There we go.
That was my joke, okay? Don't give that credit to John.
Sorry.
I wrote that.
It was funny. You did a
Thank
really
you.
good job.
I'm a genius. Anyway, be careful how you're yelling at the AI system, because your neighbors might get scared.
Yeah.
But also so relatable. I was like, oh man, I feel that so deeply. I've like, spamming the 0 button until a fucking person answers is just like how I do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, LaFavor said she was changing some settings on her phone to make sure there's never another surprise delivery again.
Oh my God.
You gotta take off that one-click ordering.
Yeah, you really do. You really do.
Yeah.
Or just don't shop at Amazon.
Yeah, that would be one way to avoid this. But I feel like so many online ordering systems are set up to be so easy, which like seems like that's great until something like this happens. So yeah, maybe being slightly inconvenienced to be super sure that whoever is trying to make a purchase with whatever online account you have is actually you is something we shouldn't be bitching about. Okay, I've got 2 more for you. Just, this one, the pictures, we'll get to it. Love is love.
Uh-oh.
I'm not out here to yuck anyone's yum.
Oh no.
But like maybe do your yum indoors in the privacy of your own space.
Oh my God.
Instead of
I'm looking at your pictures.
on the sidewalk.
No. No.
So Lucy's freaking out because there are pictures of 2 different railings and
Oh no!
and railing was done. Let's just say that.
Oh,
This is from
no.
ABC8 News out of Washington, D.C. Cucumber sex act suspect sentenced, accused in string of lewd acts with handrails in D.C.
Ooh. That one lady married a fence. Remember?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
So, a man was sentenced on several charges in connection with a string of public sex acts caught on camera last fall, making an end to a bizarre story that prompted safety concerns near a Northwest high school. Yeah, you got a little close to a school for people's comfort. So the suspect, Anthony Haynes, was sentenced in D.C. Superior Court after pleading guilty to 5 counts of lewd, indecent, or obscene acts and 4 counts of unlawful entry of private property to utilize their railing. It didn't sound like he went into these people's houses. He was just like on their stoop, like literally fucking their railing.
That's violating
He was
enough.
only on the stoop.
Yeah. So,
He was stooping the stoop.
I was just gonna say.
Yes. And some of the video that was used to catch him was like from like a Ring doorbell. Like, girl, you get the alert of motion at your front door, and it's just a man getting railed by your railing. Incredible. Terrifying.
Humping your corneal.
How strong are his thighs?
I mean,
right?
He's got to be strong.
That's
got to
gotta
be
be.
fast. He's got to be fresh for the fight.
Was he penetrating?
He was being penetrated. Well, here we go.
Okay.
Questions swirled online after one homeowner shared her concerns with DC News Now in September after her SUV was targeted by a man in her alleyway where he was using a cucumber that he lodged into the front vehicle's grill in a sex act. So he would find things that he could like climb on or align.
Lodge the cucumber at waist level.
Yup, and then he bent over in front of the car and just took it from there.
That guy also
makes more
married
sense.
a car.
Yep.
That makes more sense.
The incident happened in broad daylight, mere yards from Dunbar High School, and was the only known sex act at the time.
At the time.
Involving this guy.
Middle of the day, pants down.
Yeah. Let's go. Court documents allege an anonymous tip, sent to police, identified Hines after the incident near Dunbar High School, saying Hines was the man engaging in the lewd act. So again, it was like some sort of doorbell or home security camera that caught him getting railed by the car. BYO penis.
These days.
Yeah.
I would have got away with it too. It was one for you pesky doorbells.
Yeah, I mean, talk about men doing anything not to go to therapy. Still photos from surveillance video were included in the arrest warrant affidavit filed in October, showing a man police believed to be the same person engaging in sex acts at or near private homes and utilizing handrails. One handrail in question in an alleyway on Q Street Northwest was reportedly targeted twice and is now wrapped in sandpaper.
No! Ooh!
As a home deterrent.
I mean,
that's sure.
That's some Home Alone level right there.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is
kind of genius.
That handrail is kind of asking for it. Look at it.
It really is. Having the top of the handrail, like the grip, just be exposed and not have the post rounding it and keeping it to the ground is just ripe for fucking.
I think so.
And it's a handrail
and
like going
angle,
into a garden level apartment, so it's right there at street level.
Yeah, and up at the top of the staircase, it's asking for it. You could trip backwards. And
I'm not going to victim blame this handrail for what it was wearing.
Look what that handrail was wearing.
It's armored now, but like
it looks like it was made specifically to serve two unique purposes. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I can't say the same about the pine cone one.
No, that one was a little more alarming to witness.
A finial?
That's very specific. That's a certain flavor of kink right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The police affidavit alleges he opened the gate to a home's private porch and, quote, proceeded to slide up and down on a metal railing shaped like a pine cone while performing sexual acts. So that, for me, doesn't confirm whether or not the pine cone made entry or if maybe he only got as far as seduction, foreplay with the pine cone.
I think he was a Boy Scout at one point.
I don't know, but...
He's resourceful.
He's resourceful.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He really likes those pine cones.
In fact, footage in one
prepared.
Footage in one homeowner's backyard reportedly showed Hines, quote, sodomizing himself with a rake handle.
Oh. Stepped on a rake.
Yep. Not okay. Stepped on a rake. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 360 days in jail, but will only serve 6 months, so about 180 days, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for D.C. Court documents show Hines will serve an additional 2 years of probation and maybe, get some support around safe sexual gratification in private.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
not near a school.
Not near a school. And maybe just not in unconsenting public's homes or on their homes. That's, we're not asking for much. We're not saying you can't put things in your butt. Like, honey, put things in your butt. Of
Put all the
course.
things in your butt if you
Just
want.
get one of those dog cages or like the baby gates. Like, just get a bunch of them, put them in your house.
Yeah, go get some
Yeah.
railing samples from Home Depot.
Menards.
You'll save big money.
They get all the finials you could want.
We shouldn't be encouraging that, though. Get safe toys for that won't harm you.
Yeah.
But
Body
you
safe
know what we're
toys.
saying.
Splinters.
Body safe
Toys. Yeah. 2 homeowners whose houses were targeted told DC News Now Wednesday that they're relieved to hear of an arrest conviction, including the homeowner whose SUV was targeted with the cucumber, saying she's grateful for the police work, adding, quote, I am thankful to the community for helping crack the case of the vegetable voyeur and look forward to enjoying farmers market season in peace.
Technically, she's
up
the
all
voyeur.
night thinking. She was up all night thinking this. She was like, I'm going to call him the vegetable voyeur.
Oh my
Tell the
God.
book club.
She's the voyeur.
Janice, tell the book club. I've got a great pun.
I'm glad she's at least
Alert the
getting
press.
credit because I feel like I'm pretty confident I was the one who coined the term the South Side squirter when some cars full of teens were going around South Minneapolis squirting people at random with squirt guns. I got squirted twice.
That's so stupid.
And I had posted about it, and somebody reached out to me from like, I don't know, like a City Pages or local newspaper, and I gave a little interview about my experience. And they didn't quote me saying the South Side squirter, but there were references to the South Side squirter.
That's not fair.
So
Fucking
I feel
journalism.
robbed. I feel robbed of a quippy nickname that I definitely was the only one to have thought of. Okay. I got one more, and as we record this was on last night's episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Oh, I watched that.
I'm sitting in bed watching it, and this segment comes on, and I thought to myself, I guarantee you, when I pull my headlines, this will be the most sent headline of the month. And sure enough, it was. And y'all were flooding me with it before the episode aired, so I'm giving you credit. But if you've heard this before, I'm sorry, we're going over it again because it's the most sent headline. I have to cover the most sent headline. So here we go. This is from fox8.com. And of course, Cleveland. This could only happen in Ohio or Florida. Local police find raccoon with meth pipe in its mouth during arrest. And there's a picture on the drive. The raccoon is
He's so
cute. He's got the
cute.
pipe in his little hand. He knows exactly how to use her. God bless him.
Oh, yeah. This is not his first rodeo.
Nope. Police in Springfield Township had a more than interesting animal encounter this week when they crossed paths with a raccoon holding a meth pipe to its mouth during an arrest. According to a Facebook post from the department on the evening of May 5th, officers pulled over a vehicle whose owner had an active warrant and a suspended driver's license. Can't imagine why. She's giving meth to her pet raccoon. I don't think she's that great of a person. I don't think her life's all that together.
Isn't half of the car like boarded up with like plywood or something?
Half of the car is missing pieces. And the other half is, she's not well. She needs help is what she needs. It's
and
just
not a pet raccoon.
No.
And no more meth.
Yeah. It's just when you hear about a raccoon with a meth pipe in someone's car, the car is exactly how you would picture it. Like you don't even need the pictures. What you're seeing in your mind is
That's
what
accurate.
it is.
What I really need is I need someone to do some art because I have no artistic skill. So I need art of the raccoon with the meth pipe, but with a little Sherlock Holmes hat.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I want it to be like erratically
regular pipe.
solving crime, just like.
I'm obsessed with that.
He was actually the first investigator on the scene for this particular incident.
He cracked the case. Give him credit.
And like Sherlock Holmes, also on crack. Like
I mean, exactly.
It's on theme. It's on theme.
The driver, 55-year-old Victoria Vidal Page of Akron, Ohio, was detained. But when an officer walked back to Vidal's vehicle, a raccoon named Chewy was sitting in the driver's seat with a meth pipe in its mouth.
Oh.
Quote, Chewy had somehow gotten hold of a glass methamphetamine pipe, leading officers to further inspect the vehicle, said the post from the police department. A search of the vehicle turned up crack cocaine, meth, and 3 used glass meth pipes. Quote, thankfully, Chewy the raccoon was unharmed and notification was made to the proper authorities to determine that she has the proper paperwork and documentation to own a raccoon.
Really?
Yeah, because you can have them as pets in some states, but you have to have a permit.
I wasn't expecting that she had all the proper documentation. This was a
First,
pet tame
I
raccoon.
doubt she does, but they're saying we're looking into it.
I thought you said that she did.
No. They've sent this information to the proper authorities to determine if she has the proper paperwork.
I was really surprised.
I don't think she does.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a wild guess.
Wow, good for her.
She does have her shit
her
together.
life under control.
This just shows you how much I am so like, I believe, well, yeah, America does weird stuff. And for a second there, I thought it was like, oh, the raccoon.
Oh, the raccoon needed the license.
Honestly,
The raccoon needed her own paperwork.
I would read that on this show and I would laugh
Chewy.
about it. But I would accept it. I would accept that
Officer
they're
Chewy to you.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to check to see if Chewy the raccoon had his detective license, eh? And it's
Yeah.
just like,
It had lapsed.
Oh,
He
God.
hadn't renewed it.
He's facing charges. Vidal is facing several drug charges and was cited for driving under with a suspended license. Quote, while our officers are trained to expect the unexpected, finding a raccoon holding a meth pipe is a first. No raccoons were hurt or injured in this incident. As always, we remain committed to keeping our community safe, no matter what surprises may come our way. Oh, I'm sure.
that's because Chewy was already there, like, with his wee pipe going, oh, yeah, you finally showed up, boys.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got everything under control.
Right?
Mhm.
I've been waiting for you.
The article ends by saying it is legal to own a raccoon in the state of Ohio with proper paperwork and permits.
Yeah.
And to learn more about what exotic pets you can own in Ohio, click here. Ew, that's a link. Stop it. Oh my
There's a
God.
link.
I can't. All right.
Okay, in the John Oliver segment, doesn't he say that,
He
like,
pulls out another one.
they took away his pipe and the raccoon pulled out another one?
And he goes, from where?
Yeah.
Oh, I was fucking dying.
I'm from under his little detective hat.
I was
His
dying.
coat breast pocket.
Yeah. Oh my
And his
God, so
cape.
funny.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much to our listeners who sent in these incredible headlines for this month. What a crop. Weird journey we just took. As always, if you have a headline, head to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and go to contact us. There's a little drop-down menu. You can choose funny headlines and then paste your message in there so that I know that it's meant for me, because we don't show these to each other. Keep the secret. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors and then throw Katie in the hot seat for Coven Confessions.
Let's do it.
Y'all, I have definitely been someone who has struggled with their credit, and these days it feels like it just costs like $200 just to leave your house. Like, rent is expensive, groceries are expensive, and like having solid credit is so helpful for navigating financially tumultuous times. So if you need a little help building your credit, getting started on the journey, Kickoff really does help build credit fast.
Yeah, I feel like credit is such a thing that you kind of have to wrap your head around in adulthood. It still is sort of a guessing game in some respects, and Kickoff makes improving your credit accessible. Users with credit under 600 grew an average of 84 points in their first year with on-time payments.
Heck yeah.
They offer transparent, affordable plans starting at just $5 a month. They don't have any hidden fees and zero interest. Kickoff helps you score big when it comes to credit. It's so simple. You just make on-time payments, credit bureaus see good behavior, and your credit can grow fast. So start building credit immediately for only $1 on your first month. They also have auto pay, so you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about missing a payment. You can sign up in just minutes from your phone. No credit check. You can cancel anytime. With over 1 million users and hundreds of thousands of positive reviews, there's a reason why Kickoff is the #1 credit builder on the App Store.
Start building credit with Kickoff today, and you can get your first month for as little as $1. That's 80% off the normal price when you go to getkickoff.com/gals today. That's Kickoff without the C. Get KIKOFF.com/gals. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/gals to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only. Subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first year credit score impact of plus 84 points. Vantage score 3.0 between January 2023 and January 2024 for Kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time, and who had no delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. I was a renter for what felt like eternity, and
100 years.
Yeah, and I wish I had known about this when I was renting. So listen up. If you're a renter, you should be taking advantage of Built. Listen, we rack up points on things like groceries, travel, and nearly everything else. So why not on one of your biggest monthly expenses? With Built, paying rent finally pays off.
There's no cost to join, and just by paying rent, you unlock flexible points that can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. When you pay rent through Built, you unlock 2 powerful benefits. First, you earn one of the industry's most valuable points on rent every month. No matter where you live or who your landlord is, your rent now works for you. Second, you gain access to exclusive neighborhood benefits in your city. Built's neighborhood benefits are things like extra points on dining out, complimentary post-workout shakes, free mats or towels at your favorite fitness studios, and unique experiences that only Built members can access. And when you're ready to travel, Built points can be converted to your favorite miles and hotel points around the world, meaning your rent can literally take you places. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, what are you waiting for?
Start paying rent through Built and take advantage of your neighborhood benefits by going to joinbuilt.com/gals. That's JOINBILT.com/gals. Make sure you use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/gals to sign up for Built today. My cats are my children. They're my little babies. I became a stepmother and now full-blown mother to Pepperoni, and I carried Beans in my womb for 9 months. And so everything I do in my life is to make sure my cat is healthy. We're getting them the best treats. We're getting them the best food. We're getting them the best toys. And why stop there? Because, of course, we're using Pretty Litter. It is the best litter, and frankly, it has been a total game changer.
I'm just going to say I changed my cat's litter box this morning. I scooped it. It was a little bit on the blue side. So I am scheduling an appointment for both of my cats just for a little checkup, because Pretty Litter helps monitor your cat's health, detecting abnormalities in your cat's urine by testing the acidity and alkalinity levels and showing the visible presence of blood. It's like a whitish crystal. So if something's funky with your cat's pee, Pretty Litter tells you.
Yeah,
and
girl.
That is invaluable when you have an old cat like I do.
You know how I was like temporarily the mother to that little stray cat before we found her a new home?
Yes, meow.
Well, I had her using a little supplementary litter box with Pretty Litter in it, and the urine was a little bit blue, and so I texted her new owner and was like, hey, I'm dropping her off to you tomorrow. When you schedule that vet appointment, she might have a UTI. Like, these are things that you are going to want to bring up with your vet. The litter told me that.
The litter is my oracle.
Yeah.
Pretty Litter. It also ships free right to your door. It's non-toxic, it's pet safe, and it's household friendly. And it's low dust. It controls odors, and it lasts for up to a month. We are big into Pretty Litter in this household, and I am never going back.
Right now, save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy at prettylitter.com/gals. That's prettylitter.com/gals to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/gals. Pretty Litter cannot detect every feline health issue or prevent or diagnose diseases. A diagnosis can only come from a licensed veterinarian. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
Okay, we're back. Katie, are you ready for Coven Confessions.
I was born ready.
It seems like you might have been.
So just a little refresher. We like to play, our favorite party game is going around the room saying, what's the worst thing you've ever done? So this segment sort of stemmed from that. So listeners submit the, quote, worst thing they've ever done or just a confession of some sort. And then our monthly guest gets to cold read them. We haven't read them either.
Yeah, we have no idea what is to come.
So take it away, Katie.
I have been waiting for this moment all my life. Luck of the Irish Catholic. Oh, be still my beating heart. Get my talking voice on. Haha. This story actually happened to my brother, but he's given me the okay to share it with a larger audience. Has he? I guess.
Does he know how large of an audience he's sharing?
Does he know how large of an audience?
He's anonymous.
Well, he's gonna know soon. So, for a bit of background, half of my family is Irish Catholic. Irish is it's italicized, so that's so let me see.
It's more
with
intense.
all the trappings thereof. I wonder what the other half is. Anyway, anti-abortion, anti-vax, transphobic, and extremely pro-Latin mass.
Oh, no.
God.
I bet you they wear those wee little veils as well when they go to
Probably.
church. Gotta have their shoulders covered. Can't be dealing with
Have you ever
that.
been to a Latin mass?
I've been to a Latin mass because I was raised Irish Catholic.
I went once because we were in Ireland on a Sunday, and man, was that boring. Beautiful, though.
It's great when you get to mumble to each other in, like, dusty buildings. It's fine. One of my aunts is the head of Right to Life in the state where we grew up.
Ooh.
We don't talk much since the pandemic.
I bet.
Anyway, here was the story as it was told to me. My brother was in high school and got his wisdom teeth taken out a few days before a party he really wanted to attend. Being underage... Oh yeah, drinking age in your country. Being underage, he couldn't buy booze for the party, and he couldn't smoke weed because he was afraid of getting dry sockets.
Oh, he'd had his wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah.
So
That's
instead...
smart.
That's fair. Good kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, creativity, the workaround,
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
So instead, he decided to bake up some of Betty Crocker's finest brownies.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Luckily for my brother, our uncle was out of town for work and asked my brother to take his mail in for him. This gave my brother a nice empty house to make his special brownies without alerting any adults. Now, I'm not a weird person, so you'll have to react to this for me.
Oh, no.
But he tells me he put in 2 ounces in the tray of brownies.
2 ounces?
That's
Maybe
a lot
that-
of weed.
Maybe that's a lot. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
a lot
okay.
of weed,
Let me just put
sister.
in perspective that and again, this may mean nothing to you because we might not even use the same measuring system, but I took a gummy today and that was 5 milligrams. And that's plenty for like one person to have. So I don't know how many brownies he's cutting, but like that's a nibble of one brownie might not do much. But
1 ounce is like this much.
yeah. I mean, people
So
will
2
buy
ounces
their
is
weed
like
by
this
the ounce.
much. That's a lot. That's
And
a lot.
my brother lives in the Netherlands.
Yeah, so he'll know.
Maybe that's a lot.
Maybe that's a lot. I
It's a
don't
lot.
know.
It's a lot, honey.
He took a few to the party with him and left the rest at my uncle's house to pick up later.
Oh no.
Remember the Right to Life auntie?
Yeah.
She's the sister of the out-of-town uncle. She decided to step by his place and tidy up before he got home.
Oh, that
And wouldn't
bitch.
you know, she helped herself to not 1, not 2, but 3 brownies as she cleaned the house.
I'd go to the hospital. I'd go to the hospital.
3.
Oh
have
my
to.
god. Oh.
That's like a half an ounce.
Oh my god.
My brother was sleeping on the couch at home when he received a phone call from my aunt. There was no hello or how are you. No. It started with a shriek of, "What the hell was in those brownies?"
Oh my
Uh-huh.
god.
Per my brother, he fell nuts first onto the coffee table, mumbled something about a friend, and promised to call her back while launching into a full-blown panic attack.
Oh, yeah, I'd be freaking out.
Oh, was this like the next day? It must have been like the next day.
He tried to come up with some sort of plan, but he knew he was screwed.
Yeah,
He called
you just
her.
gotta tell.
He called her mum, who works at the hospital, and had to spill to her co-workers that he had drugged her aunt, and she didn't know what to do about it. My mum is a bit of a nerd and started loudly exclaiming that the weed could have been laced with elephant tranquilizer and left work early.
Who's tranquilizing elephants
And
around
who's
here?
who's infusing that into a plant that grows out of the ground? Relax. This is bad. But also, Auntie, don't just fucking help yourself to baked goods or other people's food. Like, I'm not if I'm house sitting for someone or in somebody else's house, I'm not gonna like if I'm gonna
help yourself to their food.
Listen, if I'm gonna sneak a treat, it's not gonna be a home baked treat because I don't know what's in that. Most of that's my own like diabetes thing. If I have to like take medicine for what I'm eating, I'd prefer to sneak something out of a package where I can read exactly what I need to do. I'm not gonna steal baked goods, but like you don't know what people have put into the food that they make at home.
Maybe there's laxative in there. You don't know.
You don't fucking know.
It's very un-Catholic of her.
To just
steal
steal
brownies.
Food. To steal food.
Well, I guess if I was at my sister's house, cat sitting, and she had cookies out, I might eat one. I would probably text her first and ask.
There you go.
But that's the thing, though. It wasn't. She knew it wasn't the brother's brownies or the uncle's brownies. So she knew it was like the teenager had made brownies and never thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they were supposed to be given at school. You don't know.
Yeah,
like,
she has no clue.
Yeah, they could have been for a bake sale. More like a baked sale, but that's neither here nor there.
Precisely.
Baked sale, yeah. See, I can do puns. And so
I want to know if she survived, because that's a lot of fucking weed.
When my mum and brother showed up at my uncle's house, they found my aunt pacing back and forth in the house, muttering, "What am I doing? Why am I even doing this?" My brother busted nearly every rib he had, holding in laughter, while my mum administered some sort of inapplicable medical protocol. She then ordered my brother to drive my aunt's car back to her house while she shepherded my absolutely stoned as fuck aunt.
Oh, God!
Except her car was a stick shift Toyota from 1992, and it had anti-abortion stickers plastered on the back of it.
Oh, good.
My God.
Here, drive this across town, will ya?
Insufferable car and woman.
And my brother doesn't drive stick.
Nope.
He spent the next 20 minutes blasting through red lights and stop signs because he was too afraid to stop the car.
Once he got it in gear, oh my God.
Once he arrived, our mother left him alone in the house with her aunt to watch over her until she woke up. Apparently, they rounded out this family moment by sitting in silence for hours. No one has ever spoken a word of this again in our family. Absolutely outrageous.
That's the way. That's the way. We're just
It's the Irish Catholic way.
That is the Irish Catholic way.
We have two emotions, shame and guilt, and we use them laboriously.
Love it. Holy
we weaponize
shit.
them at every opportunity.
Got to.
The next story, The Feminine Mystique.
Ooh.
I've been listening to your show for quite a while. This is the voice now.
Yes.
And I've wanted to submit this confession for a long time. I've never told anybody this. It's my best kept secret, but I feel like it should be told. So here is the worst sexual encounter I've ever had in my life.
It needs to be told.
See how many red flags you can find.
Oh,
Somebody's
God,
going to have a counter. Okay. I was a junior in college, and I was taking a Greek and Roman mythology class. There was a cute guy who sat next to me, and we became study partners. We flirted a lot during class, and we ended up exchanging numbers.
Okay.
After the class ended for the semester, we were texting one night, and he asked me to hang out, and I was naive enough to think he really just wanted to hang out. I said sure, and he sent me his address that took me to the middle of nowhere.
Red flag number one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say any man studying Greek and Roman mythology, but that's just me.
All right, we'll count it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I want to be like Caesar. You sure about that, buddy? Anyway, I ended up getting lost down some country back road next to a double wide, and he had to come find me.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Once I was found, he had me follow him to his parents' house.
Flag number 3.
It was gigantic and beautiful on the outside, but when we went inside, it was a total dump.
Number 4.
Garbage and dog shit everywhere.
Oh!
No.
I don't know why I didn't leave right then.
Oh my God.
He took me to his room in the basement,
5.
which was also a mess, and just laid down on his bed. I was finally realising his intentions for the evening, but I liked him, so I just went with it.
Oh,
We
no.
cuddled.
So
and
did he
talked.
just like not even really talk to her? He just went downstairs and got on his
just
bed?
lying
Just
on,
laid on the
'Cause
bed.
That's number 6 for me.
like, don't mind me,
that's
I'm
what he
just
did.
going to lounge seductively on
Yeah.
my... In my head, it's a waterbed. On my waterbed.
Oh, in this
I've decided it's a
filthy-
waterbed.
filthy house. Oh
I
God.
hate these visuals.
Was there a sheet on the bed? Probably not. It
Oh,
was
I
probably
bet
just
there
a
wasn't.
mattress on the floor.
Ew, or if there was a sheet, it was a fitted forest green sheet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With
Oh, yeah.
coins all over it.
Coins all over it.
We cuddled and talked for a while, and then he made it apparent that he just wanted sex.
Yeah.
I suggested we watch a movie because I was on my period.
Okay.
He hesitated and then said he didn't mind, so I thought, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I got up quickly and went to the bathroom adjacent to his room to take my tampon out, only to find shit in the toilet that he forgot to flush.
No,
Ooh.
get
I
out of
still
there.
didn't leave.
Oh, honey.
You have to love yourself more than this.
Oh,
You have to.
I'm feeling
have to.
very good about all of my awful sexual encounters now.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh.
Every last one. I threw my tampon in the wastebasket and went back into the room. We started having sex, and when we finished, he hurried into the bathroom and projectile vomited at the sight of blood. You would never be a
What?
good... You would be a terrible lesbian, sir. A terrible
yes.
lesbian.
You're
Terrible.
chill with a turd left in your toilet, but menstrual blood's gonna
There's
make you puke.
Dog
Fuck
shit all
off.
over the house, but
Yeah.
oh no, blood.
Oh, my
There's
It's
your-
God.
blood.
There's your
Oh,
next red
fuck.
flag.
You were
Right
fully
off.
aware she had her period.
Yeah, she told you.
Oh,
Mhm.
my God.
Get over
Like,
it. Grow up.
Jesus.
Grow up.
He came back from the bathroom and said his back hurt and that I needed to leave. I finally left, and I have never spoken to him again. I felt so embarrassed and gross. Honey, you're young. This is not your fault.
It's
It's
not.
not your
It's
fault.
not. You don't know how to love yourself at that age enough to be like, nah, I'm not doing this. Bye-bye.
Well, sometimes it's hard to just take a beat and be like, what the fuck am I doing?
everything just started happening so fast.
Yeah.
But
Oh, and
That,
I
that
failed
comes
the
with
Greek,
age.
oh
Oh, God.
oh
what?
no.
and I failed the Greek and Roman mythology class, so it really was a waste of time.
Oh,
Fast forward, I graduated college and got my degree. I'm now happily married to a gentleman, so it all worked out for the best. But I'll never forget that experience.
No, you
I
won't.
hope you do forget it.
I'm gonna
This
be.
is what ayahuasca's for.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
You
give
need to
a
wipe that.
mature statement.
Mhm.
And it's right. You have to go through so much bad and so much good. Like
Mhm.
all these things have to happen. You've got to see the rain, and there has to be sunshine in order for you to see the rainbow.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
That's
this
so
is just
mature.
one of your shit storms, but
Yeah.
hopefully now you love yourself enough. I love myself so much, I wouldn't have even driven that far.
I'm not going to anybody's house in the middle of nowhere, and I live in rural Ireland. That ain't
Yeah.
happening.
I'm not leaving my castle.
I'm not leaving my house after
I'm
dusk.
sorry, you must climb the trellis, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say you should slay the dragon, but me and the dragon are besties, so you have to like win them.
Please, the dragon.
You have to beat them in a battle of wits, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the better joke.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like
you're gonna be
that.
funny or smart. I'm sorry, either of those things. If you're not one of those, I just cannot.
Bring
One
us an
door
offering.
always lies and one door always tells the truth. Figure out which door to go into. Anyway, I need to
are.
watch Labyrinth.
You should watch Labyrinth together.
Yeah, we should.
I love that. I'm like, we should make plans.
Mm-hmm. We can make plans.
Consequences of human behavior.
Oh, God.
I graduated with a sociology degree in 2011. So obviously I ended up working in the hospitality industry because 2011 and a sociology degree. Would now be a good time to tell you that I have a sociology degree.
Nice. Nice.
Did you graduate in 2011?
Is this you?
Is it me? Could you imagine if I was reading my own?
I want it to happen one day so bad.
Oh, that would be so funny. I have no job prospects, but a solidified left-wing mindset.
All right.
Seriously, is this me? Flash forward to the modern day, and I have ended up working in the funeral industry.
Oh,
Not me. I love it. I work for a large company in operations, so essentially liaise between the mortuary, coffin makers, assistants, and funeral directors to make it all come together for a funeral. We have a lot of processes in place to make sure no ID issues happen. Oh no. One day, I was assisting a colleague in double IDing the deceased before sending them to location. Quick note, with authorization concerns, our phones unlock the fridges and holding rooms of the deceased.
Okay.
So I was
Extra
standing
security.
there. So I was standing there, holding a 97-year-old woman's wrist, someone's granny, while reading out her name with my phone in my hand, when my boyfriend decided to send me a dick pic.
No!
No!
Oh, the worst timing.
Oh, no.
I don't know why he did this. Maybe he wanted to spice up her life.
Maybe, but
She's at work at a funeral home.
yeah, she's holding a dead granny's hand.
Uh-oh, what?
No. The granny's alive.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I don't know if she's alive or dead. Reading out her name.
I automatically looked at my phone, which unlocked it. This resulted in me, my co-worker, and someone's granny having my boyfriend's dick flashed in front of us.
Oh, so she is alive.
But we were leaning over the coffin, so looking up, it legit looked like we were taking a selfie.
Oh my God.
Wait, what? Oh
So-
my God.
Yeah, she's holding this woman's hand to ID the deceased.
Yeah, she's dead. No, she is dead.
She's
She
dead.
is dead. Sorry, I got confused because it's like we flashed this granny, and I'm like, that's sad.
I don't want to say thank God she's dead, but holy shit.
She probably would have killed her, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of them since 1942. Your grandfather had a rather perky pickup.
No.
Ew!
Oh,
Catherine!
I am an evil person.
Oh my God.
So, my colleague thought it was hilarious, and so did I. But I'm unsure what the deceased granny thought of it. She did get cremated with her AC/DC vinyl, though, so I assume she would have found it hilarious. R.I.P.
That's kind of hardcore.
I love that.
There's a bonus confession.
Yes, so for this confession, you have to be a subscriber to our Uncorked channel. So if you are not a subscriber, this is where confessions end for you. But if you are a subscriber and you're listening to the ad-free subscriber-only version, then you are about to enjoy this month's bonus confession. Hopefully it's another corpse getting dick pic assaulted. Who knows?
Oh, God.
Can you
She's just being
imagine?
personally attacked by this. She's like, don't send dick pics to my corpse.
I hope AC/DC Granny, wherever she is in the ether, got a chuckle at that and wasn't
I hope
too
she did
wasn't
too.
too scandalized, too offended.
Yeah.
Oh, those were beautifully read. Well
Thank you.
done. Thank you so much.
Good job, Katie.
We should do this again.
I know. Maybe we should do this again. Maybe in September. Maybe when we're all in Ireland at the same time. Maybe live.
Yeah.
Maybe for an audience.
Yeah.
Maybe stay tuned for maybe an announcement. Maybe.
What?
Only if Katie can hook us up with that venue.
Yeah,
I have
the maybes are legit in this situation. But
I
we're
have
working
a
on it.
Few. I have some people that I can I will pass on some emails.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
But in the meantime, dear listener, if you have a confession that you just need to get off your chest, go to our ding dang website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, use that contact us page and select Coven Confession from the drop down. So we know it goes to Andrea to anonymously hand select for whatever poor unsuspecting guest we have on in the coming months. All right, we're going to take one more quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then Lucy's going to just finish us all off with Coroner Corner.
Finish you off like a public handrail.
I'm going to run and wrap my handrail in sandpaper to prepare for Lucy to finish us off.
So go get your cucumbers before I finish us off.
Only if the raccoon can watch.
Yes! You with your little cat ear headphones, like you are playing the role
You
of
are
the
the
raccoon right
raccoon.
now.
I
Yeah.
am the raccoon. I
You
am
even
Chewy.
have like round dark frame glasses around your eyes.
Where's your crack pipe?
raccoons.
Go get your crack pipe.
Go get your crack pipe on the break.
I've got a Pez.
There it is.
That is a remote
it's a Pez
control.
dispenser. Which
that's
one is
close
it? Is it
enough.
Frankenstein? Who is
No,
it?
it's Groot. It's
Oh, cute.
And then someone takes it away and you pull out another one.
what? Just like, yes, it's the Hamburglar. It's fine.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I would totally make a Hamburglar pipe.
Looks like a crack pipe.
I
Okay.
love it. All right. Okay.
We'll be
Bye
right back.
for now. We'll be right back. Please don't leave. Bye.
Do you think you have to spend big bucks or like hours and hours of time in the kitchen to make delicious food at home? Because you don't. When you use Every Plate, you get restaurant level deliciousness week after week with some of their amazing recipes like crispy buffalo ranch chicken. Last week I made cheesy Mexican street corn hash.
Stop.
Any kind of a cheesy thing I can eat in a bowl, I am here for. And they have some of the best like make at home meal kits that I've ever had. The quality and the quantity of food is like unmatched.
Honestly, Every Plate is such a godsend. You will spend less on these flavor-packed homemade meals than you would on normal groceries or certainly at a restaurant. I've definitely triaged some of my delivery bills over the last year, and I'm like, I gotta stop. And Every Plate has made that so much easier. So if you're cooking the same things over and over, or you're reaching for a delivery service over and over throughout the week, up your dinner game in 30 minutes or less with Every Plate's clear, easy to follow recipes. Thanks to Every Plate's constantly rotating weekly recipes delivered right to your door, you'll always have the best answer to what's for dinner. And honestly, I can tell you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like it truly is that easy. And I am not someone who gets a lot of joy out of cooking, but this is so simplified, and like the gratification is so instant that even your girl is super here for this.
So what are you waiting for? Dig into these flavor-packed meals your household will love. New customers can enjoy this special offer of only $1.99 a meal. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use code GALS199 to get started. Applied as discount on first box, limited time only.
You know, we work from home, so it's not always like that crucial that we look super put together. And I'm going to tell you, I'm always going to prioritize my comfort. And I want to elevate my style, and I don't want to spend a ton doing it. And I want to be comfortable. So guess who checks all of those boxes? That's right, it's Splendid. Whatever phase you're in, Splendid has cozy, stylish, timeless pieces that you'll actually be excited to wear.
Splendid has the world's softest closet staples to elevate your wardrobe and help you feel super comfs and super confident in every single outfit. I have been really hooked on like matching sets.
Me
lately.
too.
They have some of the cutest like knit sets.
The beach set? Are you kidding me?
So cute. They have pull-on pants that don't squeeze the waist, if you know what I mean. They've got sweaters for every season and so much more. Their pieces are so soft and they actually hold up in the wash. With Splendid, the basics are not boring. They're your closet's secret weapon. These are the staples that simplify your morning and elevate everything after. I love just being able to reach in, grab a shirt. I like any shirt and pretty much any pair of pants, and that they just fit together. They're so comfy. So from school drop-off to dinner out, Splendid makes feeling put together effortless. They've nailed that sweet spot between comfort and style. that's not always super easy to find. Dressing for comfort never means compromising your style when you shop at Splendid.
And right now, Splendid is offering our listeners 20% off when you go to splendid.com and use promo code GALS at checkout, or when you shop at Splendid in stores. Go to splendid.com and use code GALS for 20% off online or in store. That's splendid.com, promo code GALS.
A good book is great, but what if you had an endless library of delicious romance at your fingertips? With Galatea, you don't just read. You get swept away in every stolen glance and every heart-pounding touch you just can't stop thinking about. Whatever kind of love story you crave, you'll find it on Galatea. And there's always something new to discover every week. They just keep refreshing it.
Yeah, it's a bottomless treasure trove. Galatea is a reading app where anyone craving a little me time can dive into a library of romance stories that leave you feeling recharged and fulfilled, baby. There are over 1,000 bestsellers to choose, from shifter romance to bad boy billionaires, forbidden love, slow burn fantasy, teen drama, and much, 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 much more. Galatea is home to original series and standalone stories with an exclusive catalog of best-selling authors. With new chapters and series dropping every week, there's always something new to explore. You're not going to run out of content, babe. So if you're a voracious reader, Galatea is your girl. Galatea is your gal. Over 30 million people have fallen in love with reading on Galatea, so join now to indulge in stories that make you feel like yourself again.
Right now, Galatea is offering our listeners an extra 25% off on top of an already irresistibly affordable subscription when you go to galatea.com/gals. That's GALATEA.com/gals to indulge in unlimited stories for even less. Galatea.com/gals.
Sometimes in life, you want to get to the truth. And if you want to get to the truth, you have to look at the numbers, baby. Here are some unfortunate numbers. Unfortunately, 50% of all dogs over 10 years old will die of cancer. And the other 40 to 50% suffer pretty miserably from skin issues or joint problems. I know that Callie struggled with both skin issues and joint problems in the later years of her life. And this is widely attributed to your dog's diet.
Yeah, they're eating whatever they're eating every single day. Of course, that's going to be a huge part of their health.
Yep.
And these unfortunate numbers are what inspired naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black to create Rough Greens. With thousands of testimonials and 5-star reviews every month, Rough Greens is now the #1 all-natural dog supplement in America. They have helped millions of dogs stay active and be healthy. And you know what? Your pup could and should be next. You don't even have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health, because Rough Greens is a supplement. It's like a powder. You just add a scoop of it to their regular food. It's delicious. They'll probably like their regular food even more. And they also make the same thing for cats. So we are wild about keeping our little kitties healthy. And yeah, so whether you got a cat or a dog, just check out Rough Greens.
Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. You just cover shipping. Go to roughgreens.com and use promo code GALS. That's RUFF greens.com, promo code GALS. Again, you don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Okay, welcome back. Time for Coroner Corner. I have 3 things for us today. The first one was sent in by many people. It's from April of this year. It's from ABC 6 Action News. And it's not funny.
But
I'm hoping, since no one was seriously injured,
Oh, God.
that everyone involved can look back on this someday and maybe get a little bit of a chuckle out of it.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
Oh, yes.
What did you
It's
do?
not funny.
Okay.
From Philadelphia.
Oh, God.
A grieving family is speaking out after pallbearers fell into the grave while carrying the casket of their loved one in North Philadelphia.
Oh, my God. It's like Coffin Flop 2.0.
It's actual coffin. Well, the decedent didn't fall out. He didn't flop,
but
everyone else
pallbearers
flopped.
fell. Oh, no.
Did they just fall one on top of each other? Like,
They had
No,
to.
that would have been more convenient because it's only like, a 6x3 or 4 hole.
Yeah.
So I watched the video in this article. It looks like they'd had a lot of rainy weather. It was very, very muddy. So the funeral home put they dug the grave and then they put boards like plywood around the hole.
The slippy stuff when it gets wet?
Yeah.
And then astroturf over that so it didn't look like a bunch of mud, but the whole thing was very wet, very slippery.
And I bet astroturf is really slippery when it's wet. It'd be slippier than grass because there isn't the dirt underneath to like soak in the water.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to just like slide.
Yeah.
So, well, it wasn't, I'm sure that didn't help, but it was actually the platform above the burial site, which is what collapsed from underneath them.
And just took these poor fellas with it.
Yeah.
Oh, because I've just never been to a service, and I've been a pallbearer before, as have you, right? For Jessica's service.
Yeah, but she was on like wheels.
Well,
she was on,
yeah,
like, a
that's
little
what
cart.
I'm saying. I've never been to a service where pallbearers even carried all the way to the gravesite.
Oh,
you carry
I've
it
seen
like
that.
It was 6 strong men types carrying a full, beautiful, like kind of dusty turquoise blue
wow
casket. So they were carrying Benjamin Aviles to his final resting spot as they began to lay down the casket, because I guess they were supposed to I think they were supposed to put it on some kind of device that was in the hole, and then that's what was lowered.
I've seen that, but it was the pallbearers, quote unquote, in that situation are like professionals who work at the funeral home.
Yeah, these
they
are not
weren't
them.
the end of like
these
you
these
hand
were
it over
his
to the professionals
family.
to like situate everything, and then the family gathers when the casket's already situated. The family gathers at the graveside. They do a little graveside service and then lower it. I've seen that. And I've seen pallbearers take the casket like from the church where the full funeral was, not the burial service, the funeral, to the hearse.
Yeah,
and then
that's not any of this.
yeah,
Isn't
and then
any of
you
those.
leave. You have your luncheon, and then you go to the graveside service. That's what we did for Bill's grandma.
They're doing it different in Philadelphia.
That's cray.
It was I think like family that were there was 6 of them carrying
We're
him.
not qualified.
So as they began to lay down the casket, video shows the platform above the burial site collapse and send the men plunging into the burial hole.
Video? Who was recording this?
So, at least 2 people were recording this on their cell phones. I watched the video. I took a bunch of screenshots of the video.
no.
You'll see them to varying degrees of success.
Oh,
I forgot how to
gosh.
take full screen screenshots. But you can see them like tumbling. The news thing, it says casket catastrophe. But yeah, they're carrying the casket all the way.
Oh, they're all in there.
They're all in there.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a big hole. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That is a fairly voluptuous hole there.
Yeah, they're all in there. Aviles' stepdaughter, Maribel Rodriguez, said, quote, "It was just a horrible accident and happened at a bad moment." She said the men who plunged into the hole all suffered injuries, mostly to their legs, hands, and back.
Yeah.
And Aviles' son suffered the worst of it.
Oh.
She said, quote, "The casket lay on top of him and he was out like a light with his face in the mud."
Oh, my God.
Oh, I
This
think I can
would
see
be
the top of
so
his head.
terrifying.
I know.
You're burying one loved one and
He's burying
another
his
could
own father
potentially
and he
be
falls
dying.
and gets, yeah.
Oh,
She and her
my
family
God.
blame Greenmount Cemetery and the Rodriguez Funeral Home, which has no relation to the Rodriguez family that's in this article, for what she calls subpar conditions for a burial. So in referring to the the setup.
Yeah,
the landing.
somebody who worked there should have said, "Hey, I know this is devastating, but this is too dangerous. Like, we can't."
She said the whole thing was trembling. It was wobbly. The wood was all wet and soaked.
Yep.
Both the funeral home and the cemetery had no comment to Action News. On Monday, when the news crew went there, some boards and broken wood could be seen at the burial plot. It was so fucking muddy. They showed the like.
Well, this hole.
I know
is
there's only so much you can
massive.
do,
I've
but-
never
That is
seen
a
a
very
grave
big
hole
hole.
this big.
It is
Yeah.
the largest grave hole I've seen.
It shouldn't have happened that way. So she continues to say, "I think they should apologize. There should be some reimbursement, being that the ceremony was interrupted and nothing was done properly."
Yeah, you shouldn't be paying a dime, and they should be covering
And it's
all of your
so
medical.
expensive.
Oh,
Yeah, because
they can
if
sue.
they didn't weight that properly, because obviously there's a misweighting that's happened. Because if
That
the actual
platform was not stable
code
or
at
steady,
all.
and then it collapsed, and then they all
And
just
if he's
slipped
injured from that fall, then they
they're
are
responsible.
liable in it. So,
Yes.
like,
they're gonna. I guarantee you, they will sue if they haven't started that process already. I'm sure lawyers are contacting them like crazy.
I hope
they're
so.
just sending them cards.
This is America.
Yeah.
Get their bag.
Somebody will have been waiting in the cemetery, will leap over a grave and be like, "Here's my card."
Seriously, they're hiding in wait.
They're
wouldn't
waiting
be
in the
shocked.
parking lot.
Funeral chasers.
Oh. Okay, so none of the injuries are considered serious, and all involved are expected to be okay.
Thank God. That could have
Good.
been a
Isn't that wild?
devastating situation. And that
Yeah.
platform, we're calling it a platform. Lucy said this, but I feel like it didn't sink in until I saw it. It's just loose
It's a
plywood
plywood.
boards, planks
Yeah, it's just plywood.
that they had
It's-
put over it. They weren't secured to each other. It was not even. It was not flat. Like,
They put it like up a little bit and over all the mud shit.
yeah.
Like, that's not how you. Like, I've been to plenty of funerals because I grew up with death. And
Oh, honey.
yeah, don't worry. It's a whole thing. We'll talk about it in therapy. And so
Mhm.
you have, they put what I can only describe as a fancy rope underneath the coffin.
Yep.
So you have like lots of pallbearers who are going to basically work together you're basically going heave, ho, and you're lowering it down. So even the grave itself is too wide.
Yeah. The only
For
time
that.
I've seen this too, there was like a structured pulley system in
Yeah.
the hole, and yeah, it had like a soft place to put the casket,
Yeah.
and that was supported by a bunch of ropes, and then the pallbearers or whoever did it was able to turn a lever, like a crank lever, to slowly lower them
Whereas-
suspended down into the hole. This doesn't look like it has that structure at all. I don't know what the hell
like,
they were doing.
I can understand, this is actually supposed to be a larger grave because we're going to add more people to it. And it's like, yeah, but you don't need to do that bit yet.
Then it's not available for a graveside service. Then you can't offer that service.
Yeah.
If those are the conditions, that sucks. But then that would change a customer. I hate to call the deceased loved ones a customer, but that is what it is. That might change their decision to pay for that plot. And so they probably didn't speak up. That's why I'm like, fucking sue them. People could have died.
Yeah. Like, if you felt
Not
under that
cool.
coffin, like, if you've ever had the
I'd
dead
be
weight
a
of a person
millionaire.
on you.
I'd be a millionaire. I'll do it. I'll do it.
You know,
I'm there.
I'm like dead weight. You know what? And it's
Yes.
like, no pun intended, but like, take how heavy a coffin is. Those things are.
Yeah.
Well, especially that one. That looked like proper weight behind it.
Oh, yeah, it's girthy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, well, that's the only news piece I have.
Okay.
So I have 2 obits for us this
Perfect.
month.
Yay!
So here's the obituary area. This first one was sent in by Jackie. So this is an obit for Lawrence Anthony Rose, 91, nicknamed Larry, died on April 16th, soon after making his last contribution to the IRS. Rose was born January 1st, 1934 in Lincoln, I think, Nebraska.
Probably.
The second baby of the new year and the 6th of 8 rambunctious boys of John T. and Eleanor Zimmer Rose.
Damn.
After his mother died when he was 11, Rose made his way to adulthood with the help of brothers, Catholic boarding schools, and an ornery stubbornness.
What's an ornery stubbornness?
Stubbornness.
Oh,
stubbornness.
okay.
I was like,
I said
ooh,
it weird.
I like a governess.
Like
but
a
yeah,
governess.
stubborn.
That's 1,000% what I pictured. Like a mean
Sorry.
governess.
I totally read it that way. I did not mean to. Stubbornness.
I need to hire a stubbornness to get my household in gear.
That's what's going to look after the raccoon.
Yes.
Rose served as a clerk typist in the U.S. Army in the mid-1950s, where he spent the night of his 21st birthday guarding an empty building at Fort Benning, Georgia. Rose married Felice Gibbs on January 10th, 1960, and they had 4 children. After they divorced, he married Nancy Hicks, also on January 10th. He never forgot an anniversary
Aw.
because he married different women on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
They've just both got married on January 10th.
I definitely shouldn't have smoked more weed on our last ad break because I'm like, oh, yeah. Oops.
Oh, yeah. Rose was a natural salesman with the gift of humor and the confidence to shut up and listen. He started Rose Equipment, which sold construction equipment and Freightliner trucks. On one floor,
he could have brought the dum-dums.
Oh, he could have.
He could have, but he's dead.
So he probably didn't.
On one floor of a rented building with one employee. Within 5 years, the business had grown to 50 employees in a new 150,000 square foot building in West Lincoln with a second location near Odessa.
Damn.
He built that company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he built that city on rock and rose.
I'm glad you smoked so much weed at the ad break.
I should have gotten ready for this.
The company, which he sold in 1999, will celebrate its 55th birthday this year. Good for him. In retirement, Rose bought and sold used horse trailers. It was a hobby that allowed him to meet new people, haggle over prices, and make a little money. The fact that 90% of the horse owners are women just made it more enjoyable.
Okay.
And he was
Leave the horse girls alone.
Well, he was a horse nut. Rose delivered newspapers on his pony as a kid, showed American saddlebreds into his 70s, and rode Tennessee walkers on trail rides beyond his 90th birthday. He was a true horse nut.
Okay.
He loved a stud farm.
Yeah.
Yep, well, he loved a good stiff drink in the morning, too.
Ooh.
Rose, who once needed a morning drink in order to fasten his tie, celebrated 49 years of sobriety in Alcoholics Anonymous in September.
Wow, good for him.
Good for him.
49 years.
That's amazing.
He brought laughter to thousands of meetings and enjoyed his many, many friends. He was grateful for the rich life sobriety brought him.
Aww.
Because Rose always wanted to know what someone died of, he would have us tell you that he had 27 diagnosed health issues.
Wow. All right. Do we get them all?
No, it doesn't say what they were.
Oh, come on.
It's pretty much everything.
Bunch of cock teases over here.
It says Rose was 91 years old with a youthful history of unhealthy habits. He died of everything, just much later than anyone would have predicted.
Good for him. I love him.
Survivors include his wife Nancy, 2 children, Meg of Des Moines, and Jim, 2 stepchildren, Kia and Shad, 6 grandchildren. His son, U.S. Army First Lieutenant Peter J. Rose, a National Guard helicopter pilot, died in Desert Storm, and an infant daughter, Alexis Haberlin Rose, died in 1960.
May they be reunited in the ether.
I know. A celebration of life was held May 14th at the First Plymouth Church with a reception to follow. Memorials to a GoFundMe and St. Monica's Behavioral Health Service for Women, Houses of Hope, and Nebraska Public Media.
Wow. Okay.
So I liked that because it's like, he pretty much died of everything, and he was always nosy reading the obits, wanting to know what everyone else died of.
Oh my God. But we
What did they die of?
We can't afford
typhoid.
to tell you because he has so many conditions. It would be too expensive to run this obituary.
We gotta run. He's got rickets.
Yeah. God.
He's got rickets. He's got snickets. He's got scabies. He's got scurvy.
Oh, poor guy.
Okay, my last and final piece is quite a note to end on.
Oh, shit.
So this gem was sent in by a few different people, including Shayna, Katie, and Marissa. I'm sorry if you also sent this in and I did not record your name. Buckle up.
Okay, I'm locked in. Whew, whew.
It is an obituary. Hello, I am Gary. I'm completely dead now. I'm surprised it took this long to happen. I had several close calls throughout my lifetime. Okay, have you guys ever read the book Fortunately, Unfortunately? Like a children's book?
No.
It's like, fortunately, I came across a pile of gold. Unfortunately, there were snakes underneath. Fortunately, I had a snake capturer. Like, kind of goes back and forth. That's how this reads to me. So here we go.
Okay.
I had several close calls throughout my lifetime. I guess that I was just lucky that something didn't get me long before now. I had a long series of events and mishaps that, looking back, should have killed me long ago. It's saying the same thing like 3 different times. Sometime during my grade school years, while I was the second baseman on the most losing team in Little League baseball history, which
Unfortunately,
was
I was on the
20.
most losing team.
Yeah. Well,
But fortunately,
it is not a fortunately quite yet. Okay.
I played baseball.
Second baseman, most losing team in Little League history, 0 for 20. I lost sight of a fly ball in the sun and got beamed right on the forehead. I guess that explains a lot later in life now that I think about it. In my 20s, my sister's horse kicked me real hard in the gut. Any higher and my heart probably would have stopped. Any lower and I probably would have been singing soprano for the rest of my life.
Oh, God.
In my 30s, I got hit by a car when I was crossing the street.
What?
It was my fault as I was crossing against the light. It really knocked me hell-bent for election. I don't know what that means. But I got up and brushed it off and went home with a torn-up coat and kind of sore. Lucky me.
Oh, my God.
In my 40s, I was in the process of tearing down an old dilapidated building and was inside tying off a cable when the building came crashing down around me, and a large brick chimney just missed falling on me by about 10 feet.
Oh, my God.
All right, there, Lemony Snicket. What a series of unfortunate events is your life?
Seriously.
By now, I'm beginning to think there must not be any more room in heaven or hell for me, so I was just stuck in purgatory for a while longer. In my 50s, I got knocked down 19 stairs at my office by a couple of 100-pound concrete-lined safes, which landed on top of me and pinned me to the floor.
What?
That one was the worst. I didn't get any body parts broken and no internal injuries, but I couldn't even pick up my own feet to get into bed for about a week. Thank goodness for pain-killing drugs.
Yes!
Then, in my 60s, I fell backwards off a scaffold from 10 feet up and cracked my head on a concrete floor.
What?
But
What
that
are you doing
one
on a scaffold? It's... Go on, sorry.
in your 60s. But that one turned out to be a fortunate fall because it forced me to go visit my doctor, who I hadn't seen in 3 years. And while I was there, he determined...
It's giving, unfortunately, Meredith has been hit by a car. But fortunately, I was able to get there so fast because I was the one who hit her. And because she broke her pelvis and had to go to the hospital, they were able to determine that she had rabies and needed a rabies shot. So I saved her life.
Yeah, that's what this is giving. So while I was there, he determined that I had prostate cancer.
No!
But it was early enough to be treated. I had just dodged another bullet.
All right.
But then, in my early 70s, that treatment failed, and I had to have my prostate surgically removed.
Oh, honey.
The surgery went well, but then...
No! No! Simply
But then
cannot.
I developed an internal leak that nearly killed me. One more close call late in life. I cannot tell you here what sort of event actually killed me, as I wrote this obituary before I was completely dead. Someone else will have to fill in the details later on, I guess. I really hate paying the Journal and the Courier a lot of money just to let people know who might be looking for me that they can give up now. The chances are pretty good that you are not in my will anyway. So I will try to keep the rest of this obituary as short as possible. Spoiler, it's not short at all. We still have a long ways to go.
What?
Oh my god, continue.
First off, and another thing, I would like to apologize.
Why are you on a...
First off, I would like to apologize to anyone who I might have offended or mistreated, especially Anoma Hargis in the 6th grade. The truth is that I was far from a perfect human, although I did try to learn from my mistakes and shortcomings as I grew older. I barely made it out of high school, and I couldn't pass the math classes at Purdue University, maybe due to my baseball incident.
Oh, right.
So I've been wandering around for a long time without much of a formal education. Although I did read quite a few books and news articles throughout the years, so I didn't die completely stupid, although some may not agree. I was born on May 19th, 1952, to Don and Virgine Wolffelt. Virgine Wolffelt.
Virgin Wolfelt. I knew her well.
Gloria Hoyle.
Yep.
Gloria Hole. Gloria Oil.
Hopefully she didn't walk into the sea with rocks in her pockets.
Oh, God.
They were pretty good to me most of the time, even when I didn't deserve it. My brother, Dr. Alan Woolfelt from Fort Collins, Colorado, only tried to kill me one time by attempting to beat me with a little maple rocking chair when he was 9 years old. Other than that one time, he was also pretty nice to me.
What the fuck? One, I love the fact that he made sure to say doctor. And two,
Yeah.
it's so specific.
He
Not
only
just-
tried to kill me once with a maple rocking chair.
This man has
Little
kept a
maple.
He's kept a log of grievances for every one and thing that has harmed
he's
him through his entire life.
He's really optimistic about it.
Listen, motherfuckers, you were a bit shitty, and I'm going to tell everyone about it. And I've already prepaid this, so congratulations.
Yeah.
Exactly. My sister, Kay Montes, who's in Riverside, Indiana, never tried to kill me as far as I know, but it was her horse, Cricket, that kicked me really hard in my 20s and almost took me out.
Oh,
I don't know if she had anything to do with that or
she
not.
trained Cricket. Cricket's an assassin.
Cricket is in cahoots.
Cricket's in cahoots.
Crickets and cookies.
But after about 10 minutes, when I was able to move again, I got up and knocked that stupid horse over the head with a 2x4 to get even with him.
What?
Today, I would
No.
probably be locked up for animal abuse, even
Yeah.
though he started it.
Oh my God.
I
This
feel
is just
like
so unhinged.
do not have a fight with a horse. These are not things I feel like I should have to say to people.
No.
Well,
Don't
common
have
sense
fights
isn't
with
common.
horses.
And you're not going to beat a gorilla.
No.
Four. It takes
Okay.
4 men to beat a gorilla.
I can't. Okay. I got married to Esther Chosnick sometime in January of 1982 in Las Vegas, Nevada. I can never remember the exact date.
Was it January 10th?
Yeah,
Probably.
Just assume. Roll the dice, buddy. You've got a good chance. You've got a 2 out of 3 chance. That's the right date.
It's all such a blur now since it was such a long time ago. We never even met our witness, but we got a cheap certificate in the mail a few weeks later saying that we were really married. Esther was very nice to me most all of the time, even when I spent the grocery money on tools and airplane parts.
Okay.
It's not likely that many men have had it as good as I have it at home. I was well fed and well loved from start to finish. I never wanted a bunch of noisy little kids running around the house, so we had dogs instead. They hardly ever tried to bite me. So I guess they must have liked me too. As a matter of fact, I liked our dogs better than I liked most people I came into contact with throughout my lifetime.
Fair.
Generally, a dog will only bite you if you have it coming. That is not the case with many people. Hopefully, there is a life after death. If there's life after death, I will end up with Esther and all of our dogs in a sunny field of tall grass with music playing all around me. It was music that made me the happiest most of my life.
Aww.
Here's a list of my life's most important accomplishments.
What?
He just keeps going. How much did he pay for this obituary?
You guys
This
are
is
not
so
even
expensive.
ready for how this closes out.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay.
Okay.
I stayed lovingly married to the same woman for a long time. Can't remember his anniversary.
I don't
It's
remember
been
which
a long
woman it
time.
was, but one of them was a long time.
There were years.
I cut about 100 cords of firewood. I did Google how much a cord of firewood is. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's like a pile like 4 feet high, 4 feet deep, 8 feet long.
Oh, that's a fuck ton of firewood.
yeah.
100
So like
of
if you
those?
think about like a month
Mhm.
in the Midwest in the winter.
Yeah.
If you were relying on wood for heat.
Damn.
I've done that.
Oh,
Not in the
God.
Midwest, but like I've lived in cottages and stuff, so we had no central heating. So
Yeah.
you're like wood, turf, coal. Like,
Did you know how much a cord of wood
no,
was?
I did not, because we just buy it by the fucking bag, or
Yeah.
we chop down a tree.
Sure.
I fixed a lot of problems for a lot of people over the last 50 years. I paid all of my bills with my own earnings. I only took welfare, Social Security, after I retired.
Okay.
I would like to thank those of you who loved me while I was here on Earth. It really meant a lot to me, and I appreciate your letting me love you right back. Lots of people start to become withdrawn, lonely, and depressed as they age. So the older I got, the more important it became to me to share my time and my love with my friends. Thanks for being there when I needed it the most. Goodbye and peace. I'm hanging up now. P.S. I also want you to know.
P.S.
P.S. P.P.S.
We're so not done yet.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
I also want you to know that I didn't intentionally vote for any socialists during my lifetime, so I am not the least bit responsible for the mess that America is in at the moment. Work hard like I did and pay your own bills.
Okay, so he's a Trumper. Fuck this guy.
Oh, fuck this guy.
Well, don't. Just let that go.
Okay.
PPS. In accordance with my wishes, there will be no funeral. I don't want people coming by to look at me all dressed up and stretched out in an expensive box, looking as bad as I will probably look in a completely dead condition.
Fair.
In lieu of flowers, please keep the money and take yourself out to a nice dinner or do something nice for someone else. Maybe after a while, some of my friends might get together and have a party on my behalf. I will try to remember to have a nice, full-sized, stand-up cardboard cutout of me available for the event. I'm pretty sure someone will want to claim it for a dartboard afterwards.
And did he?
Okay, that's the end of this obituary.
Did he make the cardboard cutout?
I don't know, that's not important. That's not relevant.
Okay.
That's no longer relevant. So that's his obituary.
Yes.
So
Right.
I want you to have in your mind what you're thinking of this guy.
Yeah, I do.
He's painted a solid picture of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will read to you Esther's additions because he left out a lot.
Oh, no.
Gary was a 1970 graduate of Jefferson High School. He was owner and president of Woolfelt Electronic Security for 27 years. His interest in aviation prompted him to attend the Purdue School of Aviation Technology. Gary couldn't stay retired and went into partnership to form All Star Security. So he was into some kind of security business for most of his career and also heavily into airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
His continuing passion for aviation led him to build and fly a helicopter.
What?
He moved on to build a fixed-wing airplane. It took him 17 years to build his beloved Express aircraft. Gary could fix anything, and he had a barn full of miscellaneous material to do just that. Besides me, Gary is survived by his brother Alan, sister Kay, brother-in-law Edward, brother-in-law Ivan, and several nieces and nephews. The family requests no flowers. Donations to area animal rescues will honor Gary's memory. And then she lists the celebration of life will be held May 19th. So
Yeah,
hopefully there was a cardboard cutout.
She's having the party. I need to know if anybody went. I need to know if the cutout was there.
So you know how he wrote his own obituary?
There's more?
He wrote his own obituary and he said, I don't know how I died because I haven't died yet. I want you both to guess how this man finally died.
Electrocution.
Knowing what you know.
Electrocution. Some sort of bizarre accident.
Plane crash. Helicopter crash. Plane crash. Oh.
Gary Woolfelt, age 72, died when his Express 2000 FT, a single-engine plane, crashed into the woods southeast of Polk, Ohio.
Oh my God.
The beloved plane that he spent 17 years building from scratch. He was flying it, and a storm rolled in, and he fucking crashed it and died. Oh! 72.
That was...
feel strangely proud. I got that right.
I know.
That was an extremely complex tapestry that
I know.
you just
I don't know
wove.
how I died. Well, we do. And you're not going to like it.
I read the obituary before I read the news article, and I was like, oh my God, this is so... There's audio between him and ground control.
Oh.
His main quote was, "It's a rough flight up here. Like, I don't think I can control the airplane." There were thunderstorms. There were tornadoes in the area. He wasn't, I'm just going to have a hell of a time controlling this airplane is all. That was the last thing he said
This
to ground
reminds
control.
me of that that young guy who stole an aircraft from like a commercial airport. And
Oh yeah, the barefoot bandit.
well, I don't know if that's who this is because he stole it with it was empty. There wasn't even a co-pilot or any crew on board.
the other guy,
And
yeah.
he did it with the intention of like dying by
feel like-
suicide in that
Yeah.
way, but he really wanted to pull off doing a barrel roll before he went.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off. And there's audio of him like being talked to by air traffic control, and it's gone like super viral because he's like such
He was
a
like,
lovely.
I will not be landing this.
No,
plane.
he's like such a lovely guy, and the air traffic control was like trying so hard to get him home safely, and he was like so calm and serene. I mean, it's really shocking. Every time that fucking audio comes up like on my FYP, I always
I
listen
watch
to
it every time.
Every time. It's unbelievable.
It's incredible. But
What a way to
Yeah.
go. Not my
Gary.
recommendation, but this
Gary.
fucking guy.
he almost died like a dozen times throughout his life. Like
concrete
actually
lined
almost.
safes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Two
two concrete line safes.
fell down 19 stairs, followed by 2 concrete safes that pinned him to the ground.
Unreal.
Got hit by a car, just tore his jacket.
Get kicked by a horse.
Yep.
Fortunately, it made me go to the doctor, and they discovered I
I
had
had prostate cancer.
prostate cancer.
Holy shit.
It was a
Well,
roller coaster.
what a life.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was playing a game. It's like, oh god,
The Sims.
no, I mean,
So we
I
live
was
in a
thinking,
simulation.
improv comedy. It's like, yes, and then I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Yes.
I fell off. Yes,
Totally.
And then I went to the doctor. Yes, and I had prostate cancer. What? Are you
And
Where
then I
does it
died in a
end?
plane crash.
I built a plane. It took 17 years building a plane, and then I crashed it into the woods.
Finally,
I
the
think he
story
flew
ends.
it more than that. This wasn't like
I
his
have
first
to
trip
believe
in
that.
the airplane.
It can't be the first time he'd flown
No.
it, or I won't be able to handle that.
One of the airplane safety guys who was interviewed for this article said something like, most airplane crashes happen because several things go wrong in a short period of time. And he said that one of those things that often goes wrong and pilots start to panic if there's like bad weather, he calls it get home-itis, where they're just like, they want to find the quickest path to the nearest airport and that's just all they're focused on. So the panic kind of sets in and people make rash decisions and it ends badly sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, get home-itis.
Oh, damn.
Anyway,
All
that's
right.
Gary.
Wow.
Oh, there's a picture of him. His funeral picture is him like lying seductively on his side.
Yes, I
That's
saw-
Gary?
That's Gary.
Oh my God.
And there's his plane crash. Labeled it wreckage.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
poor
Oh,
guy.
wow.
Yeah, that plane is kaput.
Yeah, I think it happened fast. It sounds like it kind of went straight down.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's just there in his dungarees.
Good God.
He lived a fun life.
What a wild life. Well,
That
R.I.P. in peace.
Yep. R.I.P. in peace is right.
Wow.
Oh, Katie, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of GAT.
Katie, you
Thank
are
you
so
for having
lovely. Oh,
Tell the people where they can find you on the socials online if you're doing any live events coming up.
I am everywhere. No, I'm on. I'm on TikTok as Who Did What Now Pod. And then I'm on everything else. I think is Katie Charlwood or Katie _ Charlwood. Yeah. So I'm loads of places. I don't think I don't know when my next live show is actually, but I have podcast episodes released typically every Tuesday. So
Love
they
it.
usually come out then, and yeah, that's me.
oh my God. Well, we can't wait to see you in September.
Hell yeah. That's
We'll
going to
make
be
it-
so
we'll
fun.
make it work.
We're going to make it happen. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
And thank you, listeners, for listening. If you want this episode ad-free, join us over on Uncorked.
Get your bonus confession,
Get your bonus confession.
which is
and
a trip. You don't want to
It's-
miss it.
It is
pretty great.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. All right, we will see you next month.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Gossip at the Corpse Cart, presented by Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos, sources, and other resources, head to wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, check out our premium channel at wineandcrimepodcast.com/uncorked. Cheers!